Welcome back. In our sports news, holders South Africa showed little mercy as they romped to a 12-try, 87-0 victory over lowly Namibia today to edge within sight of a Rugby World Cup quarter-final berth. The twice champions were far too good for their African neighbours at the North Harbour Stadium, with winger Brian Habana registering the try he needed to become the Springboks' record try scorer. The result leaves South Africa a victory away from winning Pool D and setting up a likely quarter-final against Tri-Nation champions Australia. The Springboks claimed the 4-try bonus point 7 minutes later when centre Jacques Fourie collected a neat offload by Frans Steyn in the tackle to run in under the posts. Fly-half Mornstein was again impressive with the boot, not missing a kick as he contributed 20 points after converting his own try from the touchline on the hour before exiting to the replacement bench. Richie McCaw will become the first All Blacks player to win 100 Test caps on Saturday after being named to play France in a pivotal World Cup clash, but there was no place in the side for fullback Mills Muliana. McCaw had been expected to achieve the milestone last week against Japan before withdrawing with a calf strain, but today was included in what was virtually a full-strength side for a match which should decide the top team in Pool A. Henry dismissed the notion that France had selected a weakened side for the Eden Park clash, or that Morgan Parra, who is normally a scrum half, would be a weak link in his first Test start at fly half.
I think history shows the challenge. There's been a lot of World Cup games versus France which have been of great interest to New Zealanders and French people, and some have finished up with some difficult situations to handle. So, this French side will be a very difficult side to beat. They're a big side, very physical, got a very mature pack, and got some outstanding talented backs, so they'll be very difficult.
The 31-year-old Muliana is leaving to play in Japan after the World Cup, and Henry said he hoped the fullback would reach the 100-cap milestone. Australia's rugby team trained at the match venue today and said they expected the United States to bring a physical approach to their Pool C match at the Rugby World Cup in Wellington on Friday. The Wallabies were outmuscled by Ireland in their shock defeat at Eden Park last weekend and have vowed not to get beaten in that area again.
I think you've seen already in the World Cup so far that the physical nature of the game's really increased, and all the teams right across the board have stepped up in that area. So no surprises there that they'll bring that. They're a big, powerful side.
The International Cricket Council on Wednesday officially launched the 2012 T20 Cricket World Cup in Colombo. Sri Lanka will host the tournament in September 2012, welcoming 12 teams, 10 full member nations and 2 qualifying from the associate membership. England are defending champions, having won last year in the Caribbean.
I know that the new leadership in Sri Lankan cricket will strive to match and even surpass the outstanding previous 3 tournaments, that's the World 2020 tournaments that were held in South Africa, England and the Caribbean, which have now established the ICC World 2020 as a marquee event and a brand that is hugely admired. Once upon a time, 2020 cricket was thought to be a minor cousin or a small version of a game that was played to pass time. It is now a very, very serious format, and the World 2020 is a very, very serious event.
The draw for the 2012 Davis Cup by the International Tennis Federation and BNP Paribas World Group was made on Wednesday in Bangkok, with the first round ties to be played on 10 to 12 of February. This year's finalists, Spain and Argentina, the top 2 seeds for 2012, received contrasting fortunes in the draw, while 32-time champions USA travel to Switzerland. Spain, fresh from booking their place in the final with a 4-1 win over France at the weekend, will be at home against Kazakhstan in a first meeting between the 2 nations. The Kazakhs made their World Cup debut in 2011 and went on to reach the quarter-finals. Another intriguing matchup sees France travel to newly promoted Canada, while defending champions Serbia are home against Sweden. The remaining ties see Austria welcome Russia, the Czech Republic host Italy, and Japan face Croatia. Women's world number 2 tennis player Maria Sharapova has another Wimbledon victory and a first French Open win among her goals as she looks to build on her return from injury with a renewed passion and drive. After appearing alongside her in Taipei on Wednesday, before an exhibition match, world number 4 Vera Zvonareva says players and officials need to find the right balance of tournament demands and rest periods. In the exclusive interview before Thursday's match, Sharapova said she had never given up her fight to return from a bad shoulder injury and felt in a great position to win major tournaments.
I really missed it. I really missed doing what I've done since I was 4 years old, and I really felt that there's so much more in me which I could bring to the court. And I think that's what drives me, and I think that's the reason why, today, I find myself in that position and in a position also to even be better. So that's exciting.
And finally this evening, a Florida company is building a submersible craft made of glass to take visitors to the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, nearly 6 miles below the ocean's surface. The company is currently working on 2 subs that will be able to dive to 3,600 feet underwater. The depth was once reached by a manned crew before, on January the 23rd, 1960.
95% of the seafloor has not been explored. What that tells me is there's a lot of things to be seen. The average depth of the ocean is over 4 miles, which means that if you want to explore the vast abyssal plains that are around the world, the only way to do it is going to be in a vehicle that's capable of diving to those sort of depths.
And with that, let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. And before we head out, here are the top stories again. Sheikh Mohammed issues law number 13 of 2011. 19 candidates pull out of FNC elections. And tropical storm Roke leaves trail of destruction in Japan. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can write to us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04367 2230. From the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.